big episode of Anime Rumble where we have a bunch of fun debating the good, the bad, the ugly. We have a bunch of great creators here that you've all seen before. You are missing one right now, though. He'll show up later. He's always late. We can always count on that. So we're not going to worry about him until he pops up. He'll show up later in the cast, if he even does. We don't even know. So I'm just kidding. But I want to start the introduction off with Dekel. He's my co-host at the Double D podcast. Same with Kevo. We got him here as well to debate. He can actually join in the anime debating episodes because this isn't about a certain anime. You know what I mean? We also got Handrolled from the Blackstone Side Quest podcast. And then we also got Tiger from the Neighborhood Ninjas podcast. And we also got Turtle from the Neighborhood Ninjas podcast. So a bunch of different great creators. I'm glad all of you guys take the time to come out here to do this. And we got a really good topic for you guys. But first, let's go around. How is everyone? How's everyone been?
Good.
Happy holidays.
Yeah.
Yeah. How's everyone's Thanksgiving? I know that I had a few conversations about Thanksgiving dinner with a couple of you guys, but how did it end up being?
My Thanksgiving got really lit. My parents both got lit. My mom brought weed brownies to the function, and we had to keep them away from the kids, so it got crazy.
Oh snap! Yeah, I bet that was fun to do. Kevo, how about you? How have you been?
I made a lot of food. I made mac and cheese, cornbread, Oreo cheesecake, and mashed potatoes.
Ooh, Oreo cheesecake. That sounds gas. You're gonna have to make some of that for me when I come over for sure.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. There's like no leftovers, so we just finished all the leftovers today. So thankful of that. So
That's good. I just ate the rest of my leftovers today. So, Dekel, how about you, man?
The leftovers.
Well, I was sick for Thanksgiving, so I really couldn't enjoy it like how I really, really wanted to. It was really, really bad.
That's rough.
I mean, I still tried some of the amazing food that was made, but I couldn't really enjoy it. So I put me up a plate, and when I had got better, oh yeah, it was on. It was on.
Well, are you feeling any better right now?
Yes, for the most part, yes, I am. I want to say I'm
Good,
at least
good.
like at 95% at least.
Good, because I'm coming for that neck today. Wait, pause.
Whoa, pause. Whoa. Hey, yo.
That's not what I meant. But, okay,
right
Turtle,
off
how
the
was your
bat.
Thanksgiving? Wait, how was your Thanksgiving, Turtle?
My shit was dope. I went to the homie's house and one of my coworkers. I left with about 3 big ass plates, and I was so full. I ain't moved for like an hour. I was just stuck in the chair,
bro. I was fighting for my life. Swear to God.
same.
I lost all my parlays though, so that sucked.
Ugh, that is shitty.
Not the Thanksgiving parlays.
Handroll, how about you?
Well, my Thanksgiving, the real one, was in October, so I don't count. I'm from across the border. I did, however, enjoy the Black Friday sales that we steal from you guys, so thank you for that.
It's
Hey,
fair.
look, I ain't mad at you.
I'm mad at you either. I definitely understand that.
Look,
Well,
Got some good
I'm
price
glad
stuff.
that I'm glad everyone sounds like everyone had a good Thanksgiving. Sounds like Handrolled had a good Black Friday. But I want to start getting into the Anime Rumble, which is, the second one we've had. We've been wanting to have more schedules, have not lined up. Thankfully, they have tonight. But the topic I want to talk to you guys, and I want the good, the bad. Hopefully, there's a line to split. Is fan service good for the continuation of anime? And is it too much or is it too little? So I want you guys to take a second, think about it, choose what side you want to go. I'm obviously going to go on whatever side I think needs the most help. But let's go, Kevo. What side and why?
I want to say fan service is good to a degree. It can't be overly fan servicey because when you give too much fan service, that's all what people are going to expect for future episodes of any given media. for me, there has to be a nice balance of enough fan service for recalls, but for it not to be overly used every episode or for any type of show.
Okay.
I mean that's all I have.
Okay. I did forget to mention that each person will have a total of 5 minutes to talk if they want to. After that, we're going to do an open discussion, and hopefully we can persuade people from one side to another, just depending on what kind of arguments we have. Handrolled, what is yours? And go ahead.
Well, personally, I'm for fan service, but similar to Kevin, if it makes sense. I mean, for those of you who do follow me on our podcast, like I do always say, like, does it make sense? So you look at, I always use Mushoku Tensei, Jobless Reincarnation, as an example because it is fan servicey, but you understand that the main character is a 35-year-old pervert, right? So it makes sense in the context. Is it too much? Is it too little? That really becomes personal taste, but you expect it. If it's unexpected and for no apparent reason, and I'm looking at Fate, for example, it's a serious anime, lots of fantasy, all this stuff, and then randomly they go to the beach. Like, why? Other than the fan service. It's the only reason that episode exists. And then if you go on the flip side, where the whole anime is fan service, then that's what you should expect. And there's a term in the anime community, I'm sure you guys all know, is just hot garbage, where literally all it is just fan service. And depending on what your veins are, depends on where you kind of sit. But if it makes sense in the context of anime, like I'm wearing my Fairy Tail t-shirt, right? It has an awful lot of unnecessary fan service, but it was established from the first 5 minutes of the series that you were going to expect that. Right?
True.
Whether you enjoy it or not. Like, I think it's too much for the series. The series would be a lot better if they toned it down. But Lucy, from the first 5 minutes, basically explains to everybody that that's what you're going to get. And so it is,
right.
Yeah.
Let him talk.
But if you expect
They're already
it,
trying to
that's
break
one
the
thing.
rules.
But there's
I
other
guess
ones,
sorry,
like
mention-
if you look at Protocol Rain, which is new this season, it has very little fan service, and there's only 1 point so far, and that's because one of the characters is an idol. And that's the only reason it exists. And that anime is getting rid of the fan service thing really well. And I'm very impressed with it. So if it's in the right vein, I agree with it. If it's too much and just like, oh, we can't tell a story, so here's TNA and here's blood and guts, then why are you watching it? That's pulling Game of Thrones shit is what that is.
Right. Right. Well, is that all you got?
For now, yep.
Bet. Tiger, how do you feel?
I probably have a pretty different perspective on it since I'm a woman.
Right.
So, coming into anime, first of all, we kind of have to put another qualifier on this. Like, is fan service good in what genre of anime? Like, are we talking shoujo? Are we talking, shonen, seinen? Are we talking ecchi? Like, what are we here for in the first place? So that also helps set your expectations, calling back to what Hamroll was speaking on. But also just coming up in anime, whether you like it or not, as a woman, you're gonna be seeing this. So my perspective of it is probably a bit more one that would be offended more than you guys often are. Like, it's a bit more sensitive to that. So for a long time, Fairy Tale, a very good example. Definitely the fan service turned me off. And I was deep into Fairy Tale. I'm talking about 300 episodes into Fairy Tale, and I called it quits. That, and also Happy was annoying as fuck to me. But there's a bunch of other ones you could go on and on about. What's Meliodas and his ways is a big one that's turned me off to that series and just being a fucking creep. Well, I will say though is lately I've seen more reciprocity for us females, and I've seen more fan service for us. So finally, thankfully, I get to see some fucking abs. Blue Samurai, I got to see some dicks flapping. It may not be what y'all wanted to see, but I was grateful for it. Like, you didn't want to
Fair.
see the chode, but it meant the world to me that, you know, someone also thought from our side of the fence, and just you get to see both. If we're gonna be admiring the human body, I want to see what I like too. So, you know, I will say, in this latter half of my anime years and whatnot, I do see more reciprocity there for women, and also seeing fan service for men, with men, you know, being the flowery objects that they can be, and men can be beautiful, and men are beautiful to look at. I like to look at them. So there are animes that are kind of like leaning more into the K-pop, J-pop sphere, with, you know, you'll have all of maybe the idols, like a group of guys, like a reverse harem type thing, that kind of thing too. So it's always there. I don't think it's gonna go anywhere. It's just how much more detailed does it get, and like how much closer do we toe the line to like etchy and hentai and shit just out in the open. So I think there was one anime that I was watching on Crunchyroll. It was the seven mortal sins, and that one just has like pentagrams, like blotting out nipples and everything, and like nether regions. And so, but you know, you got to go digging for the good stuff. But we're getting to the age where a lot of good shit out here is being censored. So I don't know, it needs the platforms that are going to be presenting it. If everything is going to streaming, we should still have the option of getting uncensored shit if I'm paying for it. And I'll leave it at that.
Okay.
That brings a good view.
No, yeah, I
Yeah.
like that.
Agreed.
Turtle, how do you feel?
I think asking if fan service hurts anime is really like a Western mindset, because I mean, since like the Edo period, Japan has been the third most horniest country on the earth, and y'all are really expecting fan service to go somewhere. It doesn't hurt anime, because anime fan service is what pushes sales. That's what the BDs for of some of these drops of anime is, the uncensored version. That's what pushes a lot of sales of anime. No, it doesn't hurt anime. No. Now is some fan service a mistake, like the recent anime where dude turned into a dog and like all the girls was like loving on him. Yes, there are some animes that are mistakes.
What?
The
For
dude
research
turned it.
purposes.
I don't know what it was called, but you don't have to just look up. The dude got turned into a puppy, and a bunch of cute
Called Dog
girls
and
was like they
Scissors.
taking baths, and like it's stupid.
I looked this
It's
up.
just some animes are a mistake.
It's a comedy anime. It's really funny.
I feel like that's what I was going to say. I felt like I seen a clip, but
All right. Well, let him finish his 5 minutes.
No, but just like, yeah, I mean, like anime is not hurtful to anime. Fan service doesn't hurt anime, because that's always going to drive to sales, because that is for teenage boys. You were forgetting that like half of the fan service is for teenagers. So we grown ass people thinking about fan service. It's not for us. We think it with our grown ass brain, not like our dicks, or like what teenage boys are supposed to be doing.
Right.
That's the problem. We thinking too logically about some shit that's for horny teenagers. Oh no, why did her titties fall out and he hit her in the head? Because I'm horny, and that's what me as a 16-year-old want to see, them titties. That's why they pop out. You worried about it doesn't make sense. It don't gotta make sense. My dick is hard when I woke up. It don't make sense then. Then let me see these titties. That's your
You got a
problem.
point. Got a
Too
point.
much logic, and like, oh, is this right or wrong? You shut up. It's not for you.
They want pants.
Keep scrolling.
I ain't gonna lie, I said that before too, though. Like, the Japanese gonna be Japanese, man.
Well, if that is that all you got?
Yes, yeah.
All right. Well, I guess I'll start my 5 minutes now. I heard a lot of like good, so and a little bit of negative. So I'll try to bring more of a negative view on it and say that fan service is actually bad in anime. You know, do I necessarily agree with that? No, but for the sake of the anime rumble, I do
Be the
got points.
villain. Be the villain.
Yeah, I do. I will be the villain. I'm used to it. So,
Protect the youth, Evan. Do it.
yeah. So I just think that having fan service in anime can really impact people's views on anime itself. You know, so like if people are watch like the first 2 episodes of a show and all they see is titties busting around, camera angles of like them fighting, and it's all you see is ass and like just random scenes, it's definitely going to turn people away. Like if parents are going to be like, so I know some parents are like helicopter parents, and they're like, I got to see this before, and they see that they're going to be like, what the fuck is my kid watching by themselves if this is what's being shown, you know? Like then they're going to start worrying about that shit, and then it's going to be a whole big spiral thing of should our kids be watching cartoons is what they'll call it, you know? But I think if we tone it down and we go back to just normal flirting, no actual fan service, the main character's nervous all the time, he thinks he has a crush, maybe, or vice versa, the side character has a crush on the main character. I think that'd be cool. I think that's perfect. You know what I mean? I think that's what anime needs. I think it just needs to drive that direction, because too much fan service could just turn really bad, because then you're going to get fan service in literally every single anime, and it's just going to be forced on you. All you're going to see is ass and titties. You're not like Tiger was saying, you're not going to see any male parts. You know what I mean? It's all that's all it's going to be. So it's like, why should it be on there? I think we should just go back to the normal, just oh my god, he's so cute, I don't think he'll like me though type shit. So that's just what I think, unfortunately.
Unfortunately. That was a load of shit. That was good, Devin. Good job. You tried.
But
Hell yeah,
what is
hell yeah.
we can open up the discussion now to if you guys have any rebuttal to that.
Oh, I have a rebuttal to that.
All right.
Any parent worth their salt would educate their child as to what they're watching. Any parent who freaks out about what they're watching when they turn around and go and watch like movies where people are getting their heads blown off and shit, they're fucking hypocrites. My 14-year-old, okay, has watched enough anime to the point where I have these collector cards with anime girls with big titties on them, and they're in my kids' room on their wall. And the reason for that is my kids said, I appreciate the human form, and I know that people like to have sex because they're teenagers and they're adults. It's part of human anatomy. If you don't like being human, off yourself. And the parents who don't involve themselves in their kids' lives and know what their kids are growing up to as their mental age, not physical age, because some kids grow up faster than others, are not doing their jobs as parents. So having that whole argument, oh, it ruins our kids and whatever, no. The only bad thing about fan service is, does it ruin the story that is being told? Okay. If you're watching an anime like Interspecies Reviewers, it's about a bunch of adventurers who review brothels. That's the premise of the anime. It is absolutely freaking hilarious. But I would not show that to a 5-year-old kid. That's why I got taken off Crunchyroll, because Crunchyroll didn't even know what it was. They aired 5 episodes, and they got so many complaints from parents that it got removed. The TV station that was airing it in Japan removed it because they didn't know what it was. Nobody in the chain watched an episode and said, hey, this is shouldn't be a primetime TV show.
Nobody heard Interspecies Reviewers and was like,
Exactly.
Let me look this up.
It's 13 episodes long. And you know what the sad thing is a banger opening. But
I mean, anime does it to itself with the crazy ass like titles that it's been having recently. So like nobody's taking a title seriously anymore in anime, because
exactly.
it just be a whole sentence or a run-on paragraph. Like,
And yet this season there's 2 great animes that have actually tackled this issue. One is I'm in Love with the Villainess, which is just another villainous one. I watched it because it seemed interesting. They actually talk about the main character being a lesbian, like an open discussion as a teenage high schooler, romance anime, love interest game and stuff like that. And the villainess isn't gay. They actually tackle these issues, like they have whole discussions and stuff like that. The second one, addressing the teenage issue that you brought up, is the inexperienced me and the experienced you, or however the title is. The girl has dated guys and slept with all of them, and she's like 16.
You've been getting down.
And he has never even like dated a girl before. And the conversation is so consensual and so real to what a relationship should be that it is an excellent case study, because she's blonde, she's pretty, she, there's episodes where they're at the beach, which is a normal thing for a teenager to do. They all go on their summer holidays to the beach. That is a very cultural thing that they do. But the series as a whole is probably the best case study for a teenage romance I have ever seen in anime, because it's consensual, because they have discussions. They don't wait until the 13th episode for them to kiss for the first time, right? There's no, and if they will, they won't. It's when they're both appropriately ready. It's not, oh, I'm nervous she's holding my hand, because let's face it, as a 16-year-old guy, are you nervous that a girl's holding your hand, or they get to see her undress, right? Like, that's not how a 16-year-old kid works. At least not in my experience.
I'm looking away.
Girls just scare me. So
yeah.
I was 16. I was trying to see some titties.
So what's with the Nami in the background there?
Takela over here probably having kids.
I got 2.
That's fine. Okay, Kevo, how do you feel about it? You got any rebuttals? You got anything about it?
For me, it's just when I hear the word fan service, I think more of characters and locations and flashbacks or weaponry. But hearing this more in depth, like we just like you just said, I forgot your name. Sorry,
Harold.
Parents should be the ones educating their kids on what they should watch, not just helicopter parent. That's how most people, your brains work. When your parents say no, you're gonna do the opposite. You're gonna be like, I'm gonna do it.
Teach, not restrict.
Teach, not restrict. And to me, it's just like, as long as your parents are like, you can view this, I have respect for you to watch this on your own thing and come up with your own idea of what this could be. And to me, anime is, it's just big enough where it's so big in concept. It's just like we said, like it was just discussed. It has a title of a show that nobody looked up and it got on air, and nobody decided to look that up. Nobody. And went through so many channels, so many forums, and went on air, and it was on Crunchyroll. Nobody reviewed it, from the higher ups to the lower ups, until parents came and complained.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second, guys.
It's the same as like Grand Theft Auto, right? We all know it has guns and drug deals and drinking and hookers and all that stuff. Okay, so it's clearly not for a child. So why is your child playing it? Like, if you're not an involved parent,
because you used to have a parent to go to GameStop with you to get it.
Yep.
I think about the popularity of anime nowadays with the youth, and just how many little kids I saw dressed up as Demon Slayer and Demon Slayer costumes at Halloween and stuff. Just, anime is not in the shadows like it used to be when we were growing up. It's not reserved for that one table in the corner in the cafeteria room. You know what I mean? So everybody is into it. It's cool if you're into anime. Everybody has their niche that they can find. But even in Demon Slayer, there's a Hashira who has her boobs out. You know what I mean? Yep. And little girls are running around dressed up as her, or, all these other chicks or what have you. So Um, Really, it like you guys said, as everyone's echoed, it really comes down to parents taking accountability for their own kids and the access that they're giving them. So, when I was really getting deep and heavy into anime, my cousin put me on, my older cousin. She gave me a box set at Thanksgiving, like many, many years ago, a box set of DVDs that said 15 plus and older. It was the Chobits series. So my mom asked my aunt about it. And my aunt didn't know. She just knew my cousin was watching. She's like, whatever, it should be fine. It says 15 plus. She's old enough. And down the slide here, down the spiral I went. Like, Chobits is probably one of the most etchiest shit you could be put on in the first for one of your first anime ever. Like, and no turning back, bro. There's no turning back. So you have to be careful. You have to do your due diligence. And I mean, if you think you have to trust your kid too, and that they're mature enough that you instilled in them what they need to navigate the world. And if you don't think you did that, then you have some more work to do at home. That has nothing, do with everybody else. So yeah.
And also on every app ever, there's a setting that says parental settings, turn off mature shit. So
except on Crunchyroll, where you can't even create your
one
own
on
profile.
Crunchyroll too. Nah, that's cap. It's one on Crunchyroll.
Is there?
Is it? Because I ain't never seen no motherfucking parental button on there, and I had that app.
Well, probably because you're a grown ass man and don't need it.
Shit, because look, I never seen that shit before, so that's why I'm like, look.
It's in the settings.
I don't know that either.
I don't know, like, in terms of fan service ruining it, I mean, we all know that sex sells. Like, from a marketing perspective, we know that it sells. This isn't anything new. They've been doing sex sells for centuries.
He's right. There is in the settings under video, it says mature content. By enabling the setting, you confirm you're at least 18 years or older. So
then why does Crunchyroll remove all the uncensored stuff? Because you can't even watch Monster Musume uncensored, and yet it's on High Dive uncensored. So figure that out.
Here we go.
It's licensing problems in regions, probably.
Yeah. And that's another thing too. Is like, is here in the West we have a very sort of prudish way of thinking. It was brought up earlier. It's kind of funny because if you look at a lot of the animes that get into trouble elsewhere, they're always hyper violent.
Yeah.
Like Goblin Slayer was banned in multiple countries, and yet it was just relished here in North America. If you look at the newspaper, like you go to England, all right, so the Sun, which is one of, what's his face? The guy who used to own Fox. It's one of his papers. In North America, they have the Sunshine Girl, and it's just usually a girl in a bikini or something scantily clad or whatever. In England, they're topless. Right? But you could never do that here because for whatever reason, particularly down south in the States, the acceptance of sexuality and nudity is frowned upon. Which is why you have so many problems with like the kink community, the anime community watching like hentai. I guarantee you, I don't know for sure, but I guarantee you in other countries, I bet you they have hentai streaming services. Like that would be that'd be huge to be here in North America, but no one will ever allow it.
True.
Right? So like the thinking has to also change too, because we're also out looking on the outside. We only see what they kind of give us. I found out today about a BL manga. One of the creators I follow on TikTok got famous because of it, and it's called Not Equal. And it has the most fucked up premise of an anime I've ever seen in my life. Now, you've all heard of animes like Dick Fight Island and, all the like, yeah. This one is about a guy.
Yo, pause, Handroll, pause.
What?
Pause, my nigga, pause.
Where are you taking us right now?
I'm going down the rabbit hole.
I don't want to go. Hold on.
You turn.
I do have a point. Okay.
Okay.
Let's finish this.
So, all right. I'm not going to tell you the premise. I'm not going to destroy your fragile minds. Needless to say, this particular BL manga is famous for being like stupid bad. But again, like it's also the story that makes it bad, right? It's right up there with that anime where the guy marries his sister at the end of it that everyone was pissed off a few years ago about. I don't even remember which one it was. But that's when fan service takes a dark turn, where it's no longer consensually or accepted, right? But you can say the same thing about all the violent anime that's out there. You can say the same thing about all of the religious iconography anime and cartoons and all that kind of stuff, right? So when it becomes bad, it usually takes like the darkest turns. And that's where it gets ruined because A, you're ruining the story, and B, you're filling something that doesn't need to be there. It's like pouring
Oh, you
olive
talking
oil
about
under
like
waffles.
unnecessary grape scenes?
No.
Okay, because
No.
I hate those.
Oh yeah, no, for
Like
sure.
ones that have no reason, like they did nothing, but yeah.
Yeah. No, and
Get that too. I'm not gonna lie.
but
When
that's
they're trying
why
to make a bad guy just bad, so it's like, okay, it's just grape.
but
Grape
that's
can
the
make
thing
him
though
a bad
is
guy.
that's why Goblin Slayer was so popular. Because it
Goblin Slayer
established
threw me off the first episode. I'm not gonna lie.
it established the premise of what it is.
It did.
Right?
Goblin Slayer was just good because of the story. I didn't think.
saw 2 episodes.
I think it only over here was the grape thing really put on a blast because
Yeah.
it was already a thing, a good show over there.
Yeah.
That's the only uproar was the first episode over here on Twitter.
Yep. And that's the
Is
thing
that
though
what
too. Is,
kept people watching the whole time?
no. What kept people
Yeah,
watching was the ultra violence that followed.
Yeah.
Because now you're angry enough to want revenge. Right? So what they do with and particularly with fan service is they evoke that emotion. Right? That want to be need and desired is why fan service exists in the first place.
I ain't gonna lie.
When it's
If
bad,
you putting
it's
this
just,
on Goblin Slayer, it sounds like you thinking too deep on why Goblin Slayer was good. Goblin Slayer is good because the story is put together well, and the main character is not like some overpowered. He's overpowered, but it's not in the normal sense.
You're right, but no, but my point is going to talk about how they established something really wrong, right? To make the story work. If it was just a random, oh, my character is walking through an alley late at night and this happens and it establishes nothing of the story, it's just there for the fans who are, for whatever reason, sickos who are fans of that shit, then that's a problem, right? So this goes back to what I was saying about fan service in general. If it makes sense, I'm okay with it. But if it doesn't make sense and it's inappropriate to be there, and in particular isn't consensual to the audience, not just to the characters involved, then where do you go from there? And that's why Goblin Slayer is such a huge example, because it's the first thing you get when you get to the story. And
yeah, but
I know
that scene isn't fan service. That's not something that's meant to make people. That wasn't a fan service scene.
No, it
that
wasn't
was just a scene just showing
unless
how
you're
fucked up
sick,
the
unless you
Goblin
like
Slayer.
that shit.
Like I don't know how people keep saying fan service and Goblin Slayer when that's not the fan service.
No,
that's not.
You're right. But my point wasn't the fan serve. Like, I'm not calling that fan service. I'm calling that the shock point in which will either keep people invested because they're emotionally invested to see the revenge, or if you take like a proper beach episode, one that's done nicely, then fan service, you're like, oh, I'm invested in this because now I have emotions towards these people. I'm not saying in any way that that's fan service. I'm saying that it's one of those like strike points that gets you in or gets you out of the story of the anime. Does that make better sense?
Got it. Got it.
Okay. Okay.
What do you think, Kevin?
It's a lot. It's a lot to take in. Because normally for me, again, like I said before, for me, fan service for me is just more characters, locations, weapons, and all that. But yeah, I think more and more people should be open-minded of fan service, well, of proper fan service or fun fan service. Because I view fan service as, like I said earlier, you guys view fan service as the big bahangas or ultra violence. That's also fan service too for some people. Or what in Demon Slayer season 3? I mean, which was mostly fan service.
Yeah.
Yeah, she
Most scenes were
was
fan
going
service.
around running like, ah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
So
falling out.
so that brings up, but like that's like it's fan service, but it's not so in your face
Right.
per se, as
I'm
other
shocked ain't
animes
nobody use
have
Fire
more
Force as an
fan service that
example.
are in your face.
True, Fire
Fire
Force is
Force.
a good one.
Ooh.
I think we just get rid of fan service in general. I think everyone just keeps their clothes on, wears suits, wears.
I was really expecting
No,
somebody
you
to
cannot keep
mention
Boa
that
Hancock
because,
locked up. That bitch is
yeah,
bad. You
No.
cannot keep
Nico,
a baddie
Robin,
like her
Nami, all
down.
those need to just get lock it down. They just need to
What?
start
Are
wearing
you
full
kidding me?
dresses. They need to
Hell
be wearing
no.
If you don't
onesies or
like
Get rid of all your
something.
posters then there, Kim.
And
I know, right? With Nami got her titties out right
don't
there
worry.
behind.
Wait. Don't worry about that. We don't worry about what's behind me.
You
We
was
worry about
caught
we worry about
red-handed.
what's going in. We worry about going forward, not
You
backward.
got Nami on a pole right there. What is you talking
Wait.
about?
I'll just do this from now
Trying to
on.
block the shot.
So-
Well, Luffy got fan service too. He got his chesticles out.
Yep.
See, that's where. God damn it! Fuck.
Equal rights and lefts,
No, it
equal
is. No,
fan
it
service.
So-
it really is when it comes to that kind of anime.
I
feel
had
like.
kind of a thought where like so for equalization purposes, all right. I will admit I have not seen a lot of anime with male fan service. Fairy Tail did it kind of right because Gray and then
Was always
Lucy,
ripping his shirt
right.
off. Yeah.
They had a balance.
I got so tired of that. Like, bro, why?
When
Oh,
you
Juvia can get wet. Duh.
No, I didn't like that either. Every single time, all of them used to just get naked. I'm like, why? What does that
It
have
was
to
the
do
big
with
cast
anything?
of sexual
because
harassment.
he's traumatized and they literally clear
Yeah,
the
bro,
dude's traumatized.
every time he got into a fight, he
But if you
Shirt
want fan
on.
service,
I mean, the old man in what's it called, Dr. Stone, the old engineer dude, whatever,
now
he gets hype
now
over.
I'm not gonna
Oh,
hold.
pause.
Look
Wait.
at the
Oh,
jealous.
no.
Look at the
Looks
an
like.
hour late.
Wait, yeah, old man
Like,
Mac.
2
All right,
hours to
guys,
get home,
we're
man.
gonna pause the. How you been though, real quick?
Oh yeah, man, I'm still alive. Still alive. I know some of y'all doubted me, but I'm still alive. I'm here. I'm kicking. What's happening? Mac in the hat, Mac with the gap, Mac with the strap. Turn your back and you will get clapped. What's happening?
Boo.
Okay.
Boo. It be your own people.
It'd be your own people. I'm glad you're here though. If you guys don't know, Mac is from the neighborhood. Make sure you guys go there. Give them a follow. But Mac, we are talking about fan service. Good or bad for the continuation of anime? We've had some very interesting topics and not topics, but discussions we've had. I was on the negative side. I think it should be out of anime. I think it should be gone. I think that it's just way too much. I think that parents are going to start getting overwhelmed. They're going to start showing their kids other stuff, not anime. That's just my opinion. What is yours?
There is no anime without fan service. Fan service is beyond sexual imagery, is beyond that type of shit. Fan service just goes into what fans want to see at the end of the day. And so pleasing your fan base is always a good thing. Now, if you want to talk about sexual innuendos and women wearing scantilous clothing, that may be a different story. And sometimes it takes the story away from where it's supposed to be. But a lot of times you want to look at animes like Fire Force. Great story, great animation, but some of the most over top fan service, it still kind of flows with it and it gives a little break in between. Like a little break within the story, something to have fun, something to look back on. Like, you remember how that crazy shit happened? Like, yeah, I'm always for fan service, always. And if you don't like it, just don't watch it.
That's fair. That's fair.
So you were wrong.
Fire Force is a good example because it also has what Tiger was talking about, fan service for the girls too, when they did the whole male calendar thing at the beginning of the second season.
This is kind of in that vein a little bit, but I started going back.
Benny Maru can get it.
Wait,
No
okay.
person.
That's not what we're talking about here, but go
And
ahead,
that
Mac.
Nigerian nigga.
Okay.
Yo, but look, I've been watching Golden Kamuy again. So I started back off of the second season, and this has some of the gayest shit I've ever seen in anime, bro. But it's still funny. It's still funny as hell. But I know the women demographic love it, so they still get they don't get as much as we do, but the women still get their unnecessary ass fan service in the middle of shit. They still get theirs too.
Yes. Yes.
Golden
Yes.
Kamuy's flavor.
Free
They were
anyone?
throwing dicks left and right, and they had a nigga that was sniffing people out, jerking off and shit. He was a jerk off detective. That shit was crazy.
Yo, when
Yeah,
Buddy was in the
that
spa,
gets crazy.
when Buddy was in the spa and the dude stood up behind him and they kept looking from left to right, and every time they looked, they dick slapped him in the head. It's like, oh,
Okay.
Yeah, it was great. So great. So great.
See, this is why fan service is bad, because you get all this weird Why do we need that? We don't need that.
It was
We don't
completely
need
You need
that.
that.
No,
We
we don't need
do.
any of that. We need just put on
You can
turtlenecks,
even
put on
listen.
full
You
on
can even talk
dresses.
about like a tame anime, like the one about the bathhouses on Netflix, and that one where the Roman guy, the Roman bath builder, he was going back in time and swimming through the bathhouses and winding up like in the future in a Japanese bathhouse, and like there was tons of like old men and wrinkly and shit in the bath and stuff, but it was educational. That whole anime series was learning about the culture of bathhouses in, the Roman times, Greek Roman times, and how they play a part in the culture in Japan today, and how similar they are and their differences, and how to appreciate both of the cultures. But we're talking about a real life scenario where you have to clean your ass. You have to wash your fucking ass. You're gonna be naked when you wash your ass, and this is what happens when you wash your ass in public with other people. So like,
Yep.
Especially and old niggas love to be butt booty hole naked through the whole locker room.
you talking like these parents aren't taking their kids to the YMCA, and that they're not gonna see that in the locker room there. You
The
act
old
like you're
niggas
not
don't
gonna see
care,
that
bro. I
in
swear.
American cartoons
that's
with
true. The
Uncle
old people
Grandpa
do
and
not
all the
care.
fucked up shit in American
I'm so glad I
cartoons.
don't play
You think
sports.
American cartoons are better
No.
in any way, or Western cartoons are less provocative
Let's
in
just
any
be
way
honest.
than
We all
they're all
prefer
provocative. What about
we all
Jessica
prefer
Rabbit? There's Betty
titties.
Boop. Like, fuck out of here.
Yeah, Ice Spice.
Wait, what?
So
Dude,
I got a
Betty
question.
Boop is Ice Spice.
I got a question for you all. What do you think about anime that is fan service? Okay.
How'd you do that,
What
Turtle?
the
Your birthday?
Just happened?
One
Wait,
button.
It's your
whoa.
birthday. It's your birthday.
Somebody
ask a
else did
question.
that shit.
Go
So-
ahead, Emerald.
What do you guys think about anime that is fan service because of what it is? And I'm going to use male fan service this time. Have you ever seen Free?
No.
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 Okay. It is a swimming anime. It's about a swim club.
Yeah, I've seen that. Is there one? One of them was the black transfer student was there.
Yes.
Oh, that's where they.
Yeah, I've
Oh,
seen that
yeah.
one.
That one
I've seen
is
that one.
overtly fan service for women, right? That's literally what the anime is. But it makes sense in the context that it is. They're a swim team. They're all going to be wearing Speedos. And they're competitive swimmers. So they're going to be lean and toned and abs all over the place.
It's gonna be a bromance, and they're gonna be touching in the water.
Have you seen K-Joe?
So my question to you is excessive fan service okay in that sense? Or is it
No.
still wrong? I mean, Kimmer
Wrong.
Kimmer doesn't count. He's literally trying to hide the One Piece porn folder on his computer right now.
And the One Piece. And the multiple One Piece posters in the back.
I think
Frankie's
it's
naked
all right.
too.
Wait.
Girls deserve
Frankie's a
fan
freak
service
too.
too. See, they got Free and we got K-Joe.
Y'all got a lot more than just that, but
Nah,
all right.
man, because
Well,
see,
see, all right,
K-Joe was the
I'll
swimming
answer the
version.
question. I'll answer the question. Every genre, you know what you're getting into. If you're watching some Shogun, if you're watching some, even if you go back to you know, Dragon Ball or Naruto.
Shonen.
You're going to have some kids around some older looking women that are scantily clad. You know what you're getting into.
Yep.
Like, if you're watching some
Efficient.
isekai, you're probably going to get some harem of fucking women around one guy. Genres are genres. So if you want to watch the genre, enjoy it. If not, leave it the fuck alone and shut the fuck up.
Because I promise you, Japan don't give a fuck about your opinion.
Yep.
They're gonna still make it.
They
I
know.
promise you, they don't care.
If you want to,
Yeah, they gonna keep making it.
They don't.
if you want hilarious
Yeah.
reactions, the React channel has old people reacting to Food Wars.
Oh
It is
my god, they probably
Oh
died.
yeah,
mint.
Food
It's
Wars is
so
great.
mint.
The React
That-
channel? The
Meat
old,
meat. All she do is beat
Oh my
meat.
god, I haven't seen that channel in years.
I saw a video on TikTok that I don't know how old the video is, but yeah, it was
Hell, you
really
never
good.
seen Food Wars?
No, it's just the way that you said that.
Her name
what the
is Meat
problem
Meat,
is?
and she be out here with her titties out and her coochie cutter pants wide open, and all she do is cook and beat meat.
Everybody was talking, and you
He's
just
a
like,
real
You know what the
one.
problem with y'all people is? The problem is y'all people are living in y'all suburban homes in America, wondering why somebody in Japan is doing what the fuck they doing. Shut the fuck up. Enjoy their medium or don't, nigga. That's it.
Yeah.
Or
You
don't.
said old
I'm
people
gonna
react
watch.
to Food Wars?
But then again, sorry.
Right
Yo,
now.
you could put me on a React video on Food Wars. It'll look the same.
No, it's real. Kick on, nigga.
Elders react.
Why Mac came on here looking like
Oh, they
Tone
already
Loc?
know. They already
It's
did
Mac
promo.
Loc. It's Mac Loc.
I'm not even wearing Lokes right now.
That's what it looks like you're wearing.
Now, how do you feel
Oh,
about it? How do you feel about all this? Are you been kind of quiet actually for once?
Who?
Ooh.
Thank God. Don't get him to talking.
You talking about me?
Yeah, you.
I was letting everybody talk. Look,
All right, now you can have your chance to talk, my boy.
Here,
All
I'll
I'm
even
saying
mute
is-
myself.
personally, fan service, I never really too much cared about it because I mean, like I've
He'll
always
get bitches.
it's gonna be around regardless. Like the Japanese are some horny motherfuckers. It ain't nothing we can do about that. My only issue with it is like main example on Fire Force, the girl just walking, next thing you know, wind blow, her shirt gone. I'm like, bro, that ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Now, when they fight and the clothes just so happen you feel me get punched off or something, you feel me? I ain't gonna, I
That's
ain't
her
got nothing to
superpower.
say, because
Growing these titties.
that's like a natural cause, that's a part of the story. So I guess I kind of sort of agree with Henry when he was saying like, as long as it makes sense, as long as it makes sense.
No, I want to walk randomly into the kitchen and then some girl slips on a banana peel and her titties end up in my mouth. That's how I want life. I don't know what y'all talking about.
Now, if that was to happen, I wouldn't say I'm having a bad day,
All right then. So it sound like you hating that somebody didn't trip and some titties fell in your mouth. It sound like hate.
He mad. He ain't got
It's
no
That
mom.
sound like hate.
it makes sense,
Yo,
like
Turtle.
if I'm watching an
Turtle,
anime and they cooking in the
Is
kitchen,
this not the
obviously
sound?
it's
Tell
gonna
you
happen, something like
you've
that's
had your
gonna
So
happen.
time.
first off,
But if
start
I'm
looking at
watching
anime.
No, he's
like
supposed to
the
get
shonen
5
anime,
minutes.
I am
and
That wasn't
reclaiming my
5 minutes,
time.
Mac.
I'm
I'm
just
reclaiming
saying,
my
I'm
time.
just saying.
Turtle,
Oh
I have a
wow,
question
you're
for you.
Maxine. You're
Does-
Maxine now. Your auntie Maxine.
That's
Really?
disgusting. That's nasty.
Really?
That's
Wow.
You just used her catchphrases, reclaiming my time. That's Auntie Maxine. You use her whole shit. That's your new nickname.
Shout to
Oh,
Ox
fucking
Auntie
flow.
Maxine. But this question is for Turtle. Does this not sound like a man that don't get mommy milkers? Like this sounds like a man that don't get mommy milkers, bro.
That's what it sound like.
That's what it sounds like. You
If
don't get
I
the mommy
want to
milkers.
watch a
Sound
fight
like you
anime,
mad that
I
you
don't
never
want to
tripped
watch
and fell into some titties.
popping out if
And
I'm
it's
supposed to
okay.
be watching somebody getting knocked out. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Not every anime is about everybody don't fight every day, B. Sometimes we get some titties.
Well, look, all I'm
Real
saying
niggas who
is,
throw hands also get titties.
all I'm
Throwing
saying
hands,
is, if you're
sucking
supposed to
titties.
be going on a hunt You shouldn't be thinking about no boobs if you're going on a hunt.
You watch enough anime,
If
you
I
will
know
find
I'm
ones where they
actually
fight
can
with boobs out.
multitask. It sounds like
It depends
another.
on the
See, look, it
boobs.
sounds like you hating. You can't multitask.
If I'm about to
Mo
go,
hate.
if I'm about to go
Bro.
knock somebody out, I'm not thinking about busting a nut.
Just because you ain't had boobs that matter that much, don't mean we have.
Right.
I just
You're
think
not
that
going home
the
to read
demographic
grimoire.
of
It's
fan
okay.
service is bad. I think that it's going in
You
a
get
negative direction.
stop,
It's
Devin,
getting
you a
it's
whole
getting forced
liar.
upon,
Yo,
getting
Devin,
forced upon us.
You can't. We
Tiger,
don't
You say
believe
that,
you.
but Devin's
Tiger,
behind you doesn't help
we
you.
need to unpack this. So Devin is looking for a woman. So what is this type of woman he's trying to look at to make him try to sound on the safe side? Oh, I'm one of the good guys. You know, I don't want to see your tits. I respect women. That's what he's doing right now.
Men. That's all it
I
is.
respect
man.
women too. I still want to see your titties.
Respect women?
Listen, I'm just saying. I think we should take a general
Okay,
approach
okay.
at it. I think we should go back to the cringy. Oh my god, I think he's cute. Oh my god, I think he's cute. Oh, does he love me? Type shit.
Oh my god,
It
he got
sounds
some
like a
pink
bunch of
do-rag.
people who don't get bitches, and nobody trying to hear
And
that shit.
and so I just think that the fan service is too much. You know, it's just my
That's
opinion.
I
And
just
it just
wanna
needs
add-
to
like Inuyasha
needs to
Day.
cut it, bro.
You know,
They
I
need to cut
also
it
want
out.
to add that you wearing this pink do-rag looks like a turban, and you're leaning into the the Muslim radicalist.
That's your
you are.
brethren. What are you talking
that's-
about? That's your
You definitely
brethren.
look like homeboy at the corner store I go to. You definitely could be his cousin.
Oh
Yo, you
no,
definitely-
he's a BB.
Wow.
That's a
Yo,
BB. Oh no.
Definitely
puts on the
Habib's
do-rag, it's
cousin.
Aki.
Listen, I already
Yo,
had my
Aki.
bad. I already had my bad times with BBs.
Listen, fan service is
Nah,
not
he
good.
definitely's
It's
got the
toxic.
Jack
It
Harlow
ruins
thing.
the brains of our youth and us. Look at us. We're arguing
That's
about
picked
fan
up.
service right now. It is toxic. It's toxic.
It's an
material.
anime rumble. What else? What did you want us
We
to
just
do?
arguing against
But-
you.
Next thing
Can-
I know, I'm getting jumped on.
Can I just say? Can I just say that
It's
I'm glad for Kimmer actually leaning into the "it's being shoved in my face" line. The people who don't want to listen and don't know how to argue, he's taken like the most appropriate point on this, and I would like to congratulate him for that. Because-
the community,
because
and if
my
there's
best.
no fan
We
service,
all know
there's
he's
no-
probably we all know
was
he's
all
probably
the
the
same
biggest
talking
pervert of
points.
all of us.
Wow.
Yo,
Wow.
Yo, Devin's crazy because he acts like we don't see his Facebook posts. He acts like we don't
Exactly.
see
We
his
don't
Facebook
talk
posts.
about those. We
Yeah,
just we don't.
We're talking about anime here.
You know how
Man,
many
boy out here in
your
these
grandma be
streets.
right under there
I've
like,
read?
damn, baby.
Yeah. He's all about
You're
his
getting
fan service
exposed
guy.
right now.
I want to do this to somebody's daughter. You posted it like 7 times in 7 days.
Ooh, damn, call you out.
Hey
That's
man,
fan service. You know, being a Facebook comedian.
facts. Got to be that Facebook comedian for all the people out there.
Oh, you so silly. You're not really like that in real life, huh? No.
No, definitely not. Just Facebook comedy.
Isn't there fan service in all different types of mediums? Like
Oh,
even
yeah.
in like, there's shit with people, just normal actors, it's fan service. I mean,
That's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
in certain animes, you get fan service from
Everywhere.
just fighting. And this fan service wants to see muscles and hands being thrown. This is fan service. It might not have been necessary to the plot, but
let
right
me tell
now
you,
we're
there's
just gonna
fan service.
we're
There's
gonna
fan
write it
service
and
in little kid shows too. Yo Gabba Gabba. They had Erica Badu on, and we know what Erica Badu got in the back. She packing. So I don't look. We know why parents let their
All right,
kids
now we're
watch
just
certain
stretching what
things.
fan service means. Now we're just reaching.
Well, I thought if we're gonna make a caricature of it, let's do it.
The problem isn't if it's good or bad. It's the hypocrites that denounce it.
facts.
There will always
That's
be.
what
There.
waits. Because there can be so much great fan service in a series, and no one ever talks about it until it just hits that next level where it's no longer the fans talking about it; it's the fans that aren't watching. That's when it blows up.
Yep.
It's only the people that don't really care about what they're watching that want to have a problem with it. Because if you're watching, you don't give a shit.
Yep.
Wait.
No, for sure.
Well, unless you're a hate watcher, which
Oh,
You know.
Be
the,
you.
the
That
hate
would be
the
That's
you,
hate
what I
Mac.
did to Velma. That show sucks.
the
Oh,
hate
no, that
watchers
show's
tend
horrible.
not to be the complainers.
Watch
It's the people who hear something that offends them, and rather than looking into it, they're the people who like read the headline of an article but don't read the article. Those are the people that are the problem.
So like the
No,
quarterback.
And
the worst.
normally
The
it's an
worst thing-
onion article.
No, what's worse than that is the people that make troll posts that know the outsiders are going to react and they act exactly how they do, but then it goes too far.
Yep.
That's the problem.
Fanatics ruin it for the rest of us.
Yeah.
He talking straight to Camille on that one.
That's the kill right there. Don't mention her on this podcast.
Okay, my bad.
Well, like I said, if
if
fan service is going to continue, then I suggest that there should always be a parental advisory warning before
Get some
every
bitches
single
on your dick. How about that?
every single episode. I think there should be a warning in the description. I think that it shouldn't be forced upon. I just think it should happen every like 10 episodes, maybe.
Hey,
I just
Kill, you heard that song called
Yeah,
Panda by Designer? Panda.
Can you try
You
saying that with a
pandering
straight
right
face?
now. You are pandering. Panda.
that's crazy.
You big panda today.
You look like Designer's little cousin though.
Hey, man, as long as I'm getting money,
His
which
name
I'm
is
not.
half off.
How you miss that? What?
Well, it is Cyber Monday, so fuck you.
That is true. It is Cyber Monday.
I gotta buy my girl a new Pyrex because I broke that shit last week.
Off brand.
I'm gonna buy it on Amazon.
Go to Timu.
I was just gonna say.
No,
I'm scared of
actually,
Timu, bro. I'm so scared of
don't
Timu.
use Timu. Don't use Timu.
Don't hack your
in a
shit.
lawsuit right now.
That's a
Yeah,
bomb.
they're in a lawsuit right now.
Timu seems like a worse wish.
Oh, it
They
is.
go
It
send
is.
your ass a bomb in a bag.
Look, they're in a lawsuit right now, so don't order anything from Timu.
No, not a lawsuit, a fucking RICO.
Oh, Rico.
Rico.
Oh, they moved to Rico.
That's exactly why I
Ooh.
said they're gonna
That's a
send
Rico
you a
case, bro.
bomb
That's
in
different.
a bag.
They popped
That's
up way too
different.
quick. We knew they were bad because they were already like spamming Facebook and the Facebook groups and shit for weeks and weeks. So we never.
Oh, no, you know what's worse? The YouTubers who promoted it or got deals with it, they're gonna go down with them.
Yeah, no, they on the RICO case.
Yeah.
The original ones, they on the RICO case, man. RICO touches everybody.
Everything.
Well, if you guys want, I still got a little bit of time. If we can talk about the next topic, or we can talk about a light topic for like 15, 20 minutes. I remember that I know Turtle's not here and Mac just disappeared again. But how do you guys feel about the price increase on just like Netflix and other services, but like nothing ever to be gained from it? Like we don't really get new content like we do, but we don't. Like Crunchyroll is an exception. Obviously, we get new content every season, but like stuff like Netflix, stuff like that. How do you guys feel about price
Netflix
going
definitely
up?
gave some. Yeah, never mind. Go ahead.
Like, how do you guys feel about that? Just like in all platforms going up in general.
I'm gonna just say what Tiger was just saying.
So for
let me back it up. Actually, no. It's a lot of bullshit because I just got hit with Disney going up another $3. Netflix already went up, but Netflix does drop some fucking heat. You know, Disney drops one series a season. So they got Loki, they'll grind you up, they'll get you the next one, they'll grind you up and get you one season of a series per season. Netflix, they dropped like a couple good like 8 fire animes, but at the same time you're looking at it like, damn, my subscription went from $15, I'm damn near paying $20. I'm paying $20 over here, $20 over here. It's stretching you thin to where you really gotta pick a medium because they're all expensive at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And
I only pay for
besides Crunchyroll is the only one that's worth it because you're getting tons of anime.
And I pay for the little premium thing. I could get online deals and all that. I just don't use it.
Same here. Same here.
I mean, Netflix lucky that Pluto and Castlevania just dropped, so they
Pluto.
they got a
What
great
was the
period of
game
time.
one?
What you mean? Something new?
What,
Or you
what
talking
was the
about?
game one that came out with Pluto?
What?
The World That Never Ends or something like that. Tiger, you watched this. It was about the family that played the game at the same time, but they didn't even know they was playing.
That shit was
Oh
fire.
yeah, that one was really good too.
What was the name of that? That was really great.
I have to go back and
I don't
look.
know, something about the world that
Isekai.
ends. It's good though.
Yeah,
Akuma
something like
Kun is out.
they
But
did give us a lot of original content that wasn't on any other platform that I did appreciate. But at the same time, that price hike, I'm canceling it.
Yeah.
I'm not. I mean, it's cool. I'm just mad that I got a raise and everything else got a raise too. So I mean, it's cool.
It doesn't matter. At what point, like, nigga, if I get $1 raise and 5 of my subscriptions go up $3, I'm losing money. The fuck?
I mean, you gotta sell a brick, nigga. Get your money up.
You right. Sell a brick. You gotta do what you gotta do. Because everything's going up and there's nothing you can do about it.
Sell a brick, nigga.
Harold, how do you feel about it?
Well, honestly, like, I understand it from a logistical point, just based on what I do for work and everything like that. With all the streaming services and the increased quality, it's not so much the internet, because internet's dropping in price in actuality comparison to how fast the internet we get. But the size of the episodes, like if they're all 4K, they're substantially larger than they are at 1080p. So they have to have all the service and stuff like that. Then you throw in all the lawyers who like to do licensing and all this other crap, right? Making it really hard for some platforms to survive and others not. You know, Paramount is notorious for having the original shit and then lending it to other subscribers, right? But
what taking it back?
What you are seeing, at least here in Canada, I don't know about in the States, is all of our internet and service providers, they'll say, hey, for an extra $20, we will give you Apple TV, Netflix, and Paramount Plus or HBO Max, or we have one here in Canada that's called Crave. They'll actually give you like 3 subscription services for an extra $20 instead of paying $15-20 per subscription service.
No, you're going in the States. You're going straight to Apple. You're going straight to YouTube. They will give you the other options.
No, you can do that here, but a lot of the cable companies and stuff, because of the legislation, they're allowed to offer those services through because they're the ones who own all the servers up here. So if Apple or Netflix or whoever wants to run it, they can actually run it through the internet companies here.
That's the opposite.
Yeah. But up here, it's not it is becoming a monopoly, but it's not as monopoly as it is down in the States.
So your whole thing is y'all can bundle.
Well, that's the thing though, is it's going to get to that point because eventually it's going to be too expensive. They're going to lose subscribers. So either they go back to paid ads like they did with cable, bringing back the dinosaur, or they're going to be like, hey, we've merged where we've aligned ourselves with Sony and Netflix, and you can get Sony, Crunchyroll, Netflix for $15 because we're combining everything. I hate the price increase, but I buy a year at a time. Like my Crunchyroll, I buy it for a year. My Amazon, I buy it for Amazon Prime mostly, and I get Amazon Prime for a year. But in Canada, what's that?
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, inflation here, particularly where I live in the country, is the hardest hit in North America. Where I live, like inflation is like 20 to 45% all across the board in North America. Where I live, it's 113%. And it is brutal here. It costs me $8 for a pound of butter.
$8?
$8. Yeah.
I'm buying a cow.
No, if you look up the Canadian housing and grocery crisis, it's fucking brutal here. So for me, it's like I buy a year so that I don't have to worry about the price going up in 6 months. It's paid for and it's done.
That stat that you said about America might be true for America as a whole, but when you're living in a metropolitan or a big city, it's been more than fucking 50%. Like it's touched wallet.
Oh no, it's just a national statistic. I mean, obviously it's going to be different everywhere else, But where I live, like inflation is like fucking ridiculous. And so we're canceling subscriptions that we pay for on a monthly basis unless we're actively using it. Like my Netflix expires as soon as I'm done watching Scott Pilgrim.
Oh shit. That came out. I did not watch it yet.
That just came out too.
Came out almost 2 weeks ago.
You know what's crazy?
Netflix.
Speaking of fan service and shit, how come Scott Pilgrim never got any shit like y'all do any anime with some goofy shit in it? Because this nigga was dating high school.
I'll tell you. Because the people that wanted to watch it watched it. That's it. When people are on the outside of the group, that's when they talk their shit. Scott Pilgrim stayed in his bubble.
Mm-hmm. And it's also not considered an anime or manga.
I was just about to say that.
Well, see, the thing is like the movie bombed and then became a cult classic. The manga or comic did really well only with comic followers. The guy's from Toronto.
See, that's the thing. See, comedy movies usually bombed but became cult classic.
Yep.
And that was one of the last movies of its era where we went and saw a fucking comedy movie. When's the last time you saw a comedy movie? They don't come out like that. They're either superhero movies or some mom and dad movies, but funny movies that's just comedy, that's just slapstick or just making a play on society has not came out since 2019.
Yep.
We're done with that.
Yeah.
So Scott Pilgrim may not live in this era.
No, but that's the thing though, is I like finding the niche stuff because everyone talks the basic stuff, right? You talk to any kid now about Marvel movies, like, oh yeah, I've seen Iron Man. Right. What do you know about Iron Man?
Marvel was lame.
Yeah.
Keep up.
Do you know about the Silver Era? Do you know about the Golden Era? Do you know about the wacky shit where he came from another universe and was gender bent? Like, there's a whole shit ton of stuff there, but they only know the movies.
This is the part of the podcast where we're like, get the fuck off my lawn, kids.
Yep. Actually, I think
I like the storyline from the.
Oh, I was just going to say the kids have it a lot easier right now because one of the things Kimmer and I were talking about was, you know, like when I was growing up, it was $40 for a VHS cassette that was 2 episodes of anime every 3 to 6 months. Now you got Crunchyroll. You can...
That's why shows like Yu Yu Hakusho has such a strong following because you bought that shit and you watched it a million times over and you memorized everything about it. These new shows will never reach that because the time span that you have to marinate and to think about it is not nearly as long.
Like for me, and actually touching on fan service, it was Ranma 1/2 was the one that I watched because they were in their 3rd season when I discovered it. And I had a copy of a copy of a copy on a VHS. And every time I'd watch episodes, I would watch it on tape. I probably have the VHS tape somewhere because I ended up buying it, but it's one of those things where like you watch it so much. I could probably, if I thought about it, still remember all the lyrics in Japanese to the original opening because I watched it so many times. And that was 1992. Hey, if you don't like fire openings, then doors over there. But for fan service, like he's a martial artist who, when he gets splashed with cold water, he turns into a girl. And a lot of the times he ends up having to fight naked or topless.
Insane.
That sounds like talent.
And
the confusion.
Talent, but it sounds like talent.
Yeah. But that for your guys' generation, you'll watch it, be like, wow, this looks like Inuyasha, because it is Rumiko Takahashi. But
just want to say Inuyasha.
Yeah, but that's the thing though, is Inuyasha came after. That was her project after Ranma 1/2.
Oh.
In fact, the American dubs have the same voice actors. Like the guy who does Inuyasha does the voice of Ranma Saotome from a season 3 or 4 onward.
This is Fairy Tail and Eden Zero.
Yep. Except Rumiko Takahashi doesn't know how to end a series. You watch or read any of her manga or anime, they all don't have an ending. They're all supposed to go on. She's the richest woman in Japan. And all because the guys who are running Shonen Jump at the time were like, "Oh yeah, we'll give you a contract, but you can keep the rights because it's just you're just a little woman. What do you know?" It became the
they made
best.
bad mistakes.
They made so much money off of it, and she made so much money off of it. She actually owns Viz now.
Okay.
Oh shit.
She hasn't had to do a manga in like 20 years.
How old is she?
I'm thinking she's just approaching 70 now.
Relax. You over here trying to get wiped up.
How old is she?
She's got to be approaching
sugar
70.
baby.
Yeah.
So she got a granddaughter?
I assume so.
Okay.
Probably.
Yes,
There we
sir.
go. Got to aim in the right direction.
No, you if you guys look at all the anime now and the kids, like Mac's right, like they don't have the repetition unless you are so specific about loving that one anime. I am sure there are kids out there who can recite Attack on Titan word for word. Right?
That's a
I'm
lot
sure
of work.
it is.
That demographic's a lot smaller than it was early 2000s.
Oh, for sure.
20 years ago.
Yo, Tiger, your jacket looks like it should be from something from Ben 10.
It's Zorro.
Ben 10's better, but whatever.
No, he's not.
Stop it.
Let's
Ben
let's
10
not
is
even
voiced
get
by
into
Tara
that.
Strong, so therefore it's automatically awesome.
Let's
not
not get
better
into
than
that.
Zorro.
Um,
Oh yeah, Devin, wake up, wake the fuck up. They talk about your shit now. Yeah.
well,
Where
yeah,
you been
so,
at?
I've been waiting for the chance to talk about the price increase. I just said if you're just a broke bitch, just fuck it. It is what it is.
Ew, brokies. Yeah,
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
You see the silky do-rag?
You know what I'm saying? If you broke, just say it. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about no price increase. I'll pay whatever the fucking price is. That's because I got bands on
big
deck.
baller
You know what I'm
energy.
saying? I got bricks.
bands on
You know what
bands
I'm
on
saying?
bands.
I got money. I'm not worried about it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm
Gang,
saying?
gang.
So,
Each
Oh yeah, that
break your
part.
heart.
That part. Yeah.
no, on the reels though, it does kind of suck because it's yeah, Netflix has been like a lot of heat has dropped. Like there's like 5 animes I want to watch that like just recently dropped. But like it's just I don't feel like there's a need for a price increase if the quality of the content isn't there too. And like if it's only like if they drop 40 shows and only 3 of them are good, what's the point? You know what I mean?
Okay, well, I'll give you the reason. The reason is why Netflix was started on a business plan that could not be sustained. All that streaming shit we were not supposed to get. That's not business. It doesn't. There's no profit in it. We've talked multiple times. Stranger Things comes out, and everybody watches that shit for 3 days, and you never talk about it again until the next season comes out. That's a waste of money. If you're the writer, you write this shit, spend your hard-earned whole blood and sweat tears for a year. Motherfuckers watch that shit, never rewatch it again, and then be mad at you on Twitter like, yo, where's the new season at? And you just dropped that shit 2 days ago. There's no replay value in it. It doesn't.
No. We got memes and shit now that comes memes and challenges that come from shows now. That extends the longevity of shows.
How much do the actors and the show writers get paid off of memes? Like
Well,
the
that's what
name
they
get
got the
big.
SAG and after strike for. They wasn't getting paid regardless. So that they ain't got shit to do with the longevity of the show and how many episodes
Well, they got the
shown
Squid
immediately.
Games. They have a Squid Game spinoff, like a whole reality TV
That man
show
didn't get paid
spinoff.
anything. The man
That's
that
because
made
he got
Squid
himself in
Games,
trouble.
the man that made Squid Games had tried to get that off at other places and it didn't get off. He basically sold that shit as a last effort, had no money, was not expecting this shit to explode at all, and it did. And the contract was like, "Yo, buddy, we paid you for this. What we do now is our business."
Well, that's his fault.
Well,
That's
his fault. That's his
That ain't
fault.
got shit to do with the streaming service. Shit, my nigga was broke. He
I
sold
will
it.
say
It
though,
blew up.
I will say, in regards to Crunchyroll, if they go up an astronomical amount, then I will have big problems because they have yet to fix their many issues when it comes to you go to look at an anime and expect 3 seasons and it's really 3 different translations. Or every time I click to watch it, it starts buffering and fucking up with the pixelation at the most pivotal point in the motherfucking episode. And I gotta click out and click back in to get back to business. That shit is so annoying. So if I have to
what's
continue to
worse than
deal with
that?
the bugginess and the tech issues, then I will have an issue with paying more than what I am now for Crunchyroll.
And High Dive about to end, so they probably about to get all that shit.
I
But,
was
you know,
just about to say that's making it worse.
High Dive was
because
trash, so they can kiss my ass.
that's what I was gonna say. It's making it worse. It's not only what you were just talking about, Tiger. It's also because these other streaming factories cannot fucking live outside of Crunchyroll. So High Dive and everywhere else outside of North America, I believe, is crashing. It's done. All their content is going to Crunchyroll. Now we still got High Dive in America, which is a fucking trash app. It's abysmal. It's destructive. I hate that shit. I'm never spend my fucking money on that again. But their library is going to Crunchyroll as well, just like Funimation is. And I thought that they were gonna have a better interface once Funimation folded into Crunchyroll, but it's been the same bullshit. And it's always the same corny shit. And it's like you're too big of a platform. Like you're basically Disney to the world.
Yep.
You shouldn't be going like I shouldn't be having these little problems. It's irritating.
Well, Funimation had the better platform for sure. They just had the worst catalog out of the two. So I hoped when they merged that they were going to get the best of both worlds, and that didn't happen.
You feel me?
Because let's face it, the last 10 years, Sony has not done a good job of managing anything that they put out. They are literally like, you look at all the court cases they're in right now, like they wouldn't be in that mess if they had just, worked on getting bigger and getting better instead of just growing bigger and saying, haha, we got more money.
No, just looking at the easy things. Like, look at the simple things, bro. It just matters so much. Just
add profiles.
Look, you talking about Sony? I want to get on them how trash they're doing the fucking Spider-Verse.
Yep.
We can save that for the next Rumble, honestly.
Madam Web
was mad. Are you talking about Madam Web? Oh,
Super
no,
mid.
that trailer was so bad.
It was so bad. That bitch from the 50 Shades of Grey. I was like, the whole time I watched it, I just imagining her saying all those corny ass lines in the movie like over and over. I'm not gonna take this seriously at all. She's like this. She's got the same look. At least they could have dyed her hair a different color. It's crazy. It's the same.
Well,
it's the same thing.
She's supposed to be Madam Web. Madam Web's an old lady in a spider chair.
7 yards.
And then they got Ezekiel as a villain, and I'm thinking he's taking over the Inheritors role, hunting down spider people, which Ezekiel doesn't do anything. I don't know.
Yeah, I am glad I don't know anything about Madam Spider outside of the 90s comic, 90s cartoon, because it did look wonky, but at least I won't be disappointed going in because I don't know the backstory. And I know the backstory is probably a lot heavier, but I don't know anything about it. So that's what my saving grace is. But at the same time, it looks wonky. It looks like CW Flash, and I'm over that, bro. It's 2023.
Yeah, the CW school of acting needs to go.
Also, it's done by almost by the same people who did Morbius.
Oh no.
Okay, yeah, I'm out.
Producers.
I'm out.
So if you didn't
cut.
Yeah.
Cut.
No, yeah, me and Mac literally did a whole episode. He made me go to that damn movie. It was just me and my husband in that fucking movie by ourselves. By ourselves in that damn movie. It looked so crazy.
You know what's
It
crazy?
looked like we literally said they copy and pasted the leftover like scenes from the Spider-Man movie earlier that year, and like they just threw it in the Morbius. It looked horrible.
You know what the crazy part is? I pushed her to see this movie, and then at the last minute, I had never seen it. So the night before, I went to go see it by myself, and I literally was in the theater by myself. I had the whole theater by myself, and I fell asleep in that shit.
Yeah, it was expensive nap.
That was an expensive ass nap.
No, even I would have told you don't watch Morbius.
That shit was bad, bro.
Bro, I had faith. I had faith.
No, I
thought it was.
He said, "I did."
no,
What,
no.
Jared
You know why?
Leto?
No,
I only watched it
Avi
for Matt
Arad,
Smith, and even then
all
I
the
was like,
producers.
wow.
No, it's Avi Arad and all the producers who don't want to give out licenses to Disney. They want to create their own villain universe, but
Okay.
without Spider-Man.
Having said that, how trash is this new Blade movie gonna be?
I want Blade, but God, it's been what, like 5 years since that movie got announced, and it still hasn't been made.
What is
It was
Mahershala
announced in
doing?
2019.
He ain't even been outside. Anybody got eyes on him, seen him? Like,
So
what?
you guys might have heard the rumors. I'm not taking stock into the rumors, but what I do know for a fact is that the directors have been changed, writers have been changed. I have seen from credible sources that for every page of written screenwriting is 1 minute of movie time. So this is going to average out into 90 minutes, just 90 minutes, an hour and a half. And there's only 2 fight scenes. One is only okay. This is from people that's worked on the fucking movie.
As a movie,
and the rest of it is a complete origin story. That's what it was before they changed the writers and the director.
I don't think they even filmed the movie yet.
No, they but they had to start over with the new writers and the new director.
Okay. So it was just
it's a development hell.
Okay. Also,
and it was stated that Mahershala Ali wanted to leave the project. I mean, you could always pull your weight, say, "Hey, I'm gonna leave," and we'll make some changes.
I wonder if they'll make Blade American or British, because he's technically born in Britain.
He's British, right?
Yes, he's British.
Well, if you go look at the end credit scene of that was Blade. Yeah, that was Blade at the end of it. So you can go hear his voice. I don't know if it was a British accent or not, but we can always save that Marvel for the next
British Blade.
That's
you
cut off. I didn't hear
like.
Yeah, Blade's British. He only got
No,
Americanized.
you said what was the ending from? I didn't hear what you said.
Oh, the Eternals. There's an end credit scene where he tells Jack Harrington's character, "Don't touch that blade," and that was
Oh yeah.
Which I can go into some things. Eternals might be, if we get Eternals 2, it might be cracking.
I mean, Chloe's
nobody's
out.
addressed that big ass hand coming out of the planet.
No, they haven't, and they probably won't.
Why? That's so weird.
They have.
And She-Hulk, but that's about it. Only got kind of referenced once.
They did in She-Hulk. They did in Secret Wars. Secret Invasion.
Oh, I didn't. See, I'm not even done finishing Secret Invasion because it's. I don't know. I wasn't excited for it.
Loki is the best part.
Loki was good.
Loki was great. Loki has the best ending for any superhero movie or show. Period.
All right, now calm down. I don't know about movies.
Look.
I'm talking about ending of a character where this character will no longer come again. This is the ending story. It was perfect.
Well,
the god of mischief to the god of stories, the god of
monsters. And him wanting that throne, him wanting his respect, his prestige, his power, now to control all timelines, and he sits there on his throne, and he had to give up his friends and his love to get what he always wanted, and he was pushed to it because at the end he realized, I didn't want this, but to take care of all the timelines, this nigga had to carry that weight. That shit was hard,
and it was great. And I loved him and Jonathan Majors talking that scene at the final episode.
I love Jonathan Majors coming back and putting on another clinic of acting. A clinic.
Okay, but like Devil said, we could save this whole conversation for the next podcast.
Yeah, we can definitely save this for the next pod. Looks like we're running out of time on my end. We had a really good discussion. We'll save the next Also, the next topic that I had for the next anime rumble, I think it's a good one. I think we can have good discussions about that one as well. That'll come next month. Hopefully, we can set another time next month. The next topic is going to be: is localized scripts good or bad? So to give a little bit of information, sometimes, and it's been proven that the anime has changed from the original Japanese source to fit Western socials or stuff like that, So we can we'll save that for the next month in what, December? We gonna do one in December?
Yeah, we're gonna do this next week. Fuck you talking about?
Next
Okay.
week. I'm gonna be on time.
Bet. Well, I appreciate everyone taking the time to come talk and voice their own opinions on the matter. I'm glad we were all civil about it. Even though Max showed up late, he still came out and still showed out. Thank you. I appreciate all of you guys for even watching, all you viewers. Please go watch all the content we got here. We got the Blackstone side quest, Neighborhood Ninjas, Double D. Go check them all out. I'll leave all of their stuff in the description below. If you guys want another point of view, I know Handrolled recorded it on his end, so make sure to go check it out over there. I hope everyone has a good night, a good day, or good whenever they're watching this. Peace out.
Peace.
And fuck them kids.
Everyone.
Fuck them kids.
Gang, gang.